Hasan Piker, a modern-day communist trust fund baby, exactly how most of them turn out to be, by the way, got attacked on Twitter. A modern-day tragedy, if you ask me.
I actually wasn't even planning on streaming today. I was like, I think I'm gonna just take the day off. But I started reading Twitter. I was like,
What do you mean you were not planning to stream today? Taking a day off? Week? And also, serious question, does he even have anything else to do in his life but technically just stream? Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't, right?
man, there's a lot of retards. Like, we gotta talk about this. Millionaire streamer Hasan Piker claims that a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you in the same way that streaming will. And the funny thing about this is that
That's a stupid claim.
this kid goes and he says this to try to, like, fucking throw up a white flag. He's like, no, no, no. I'm actually on your side. I agree with them. Bro,
What a blatant lie.
quit the fucking capping. Like, this kid is lying. You're lying. What do you mean you agree with this tweet when you preface it by saying millionaire streamer? You really think that we don't, like, you think I haven't spent the last 20 years seeing Fox News do this shit? Seeing CNN do this shit? He definitely is trying to roast the shit out of him. Like, what are we talking
That's a classic tactic, by the way. There are others, but that's a classic one.
about? What a little rat. I can't believe this. It's like this guy goes and farms a bunch of hate. My message to Hasan fans.
Oh, and if someone of you doesn't understand how this works, here's a very easy example. Asmongold, streamer. Malnutrition pigeon Asmongold, the streamer. It's kind of easy to tell which one is just saying this person and which one is instantaneously denouncing him for being a bad person or a shitty person, or pick one.
Get a job, but then he agrees with the tweet. What are you doing? What a little rat.
That's pretty good, though.
This guy farms hate on Hasan. He gets 15 people from Hasan's chat saying, I don't agree with you. You took it out of context. And then he's got to make a follow-up tweet about it. Like, oh no, stop bullying me. He changed his mind because Destiny said he agrees with Hasan. TC Brady is in Destiny's Discord.
Huh?
It's good to know that it wasn't really a principled stance. Let's listen to what Hasan says. And this is the clip that's taken apparently out of context. And we'll watch the full context in a minute, okay?
Okay, time to place bets. Is this actually out of context or is it not? Knowing Hasan, which I don't follow, thank God, too much, honestly, I will instantaneously say, no, it's probably not out of context.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you, you know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Okay. Now, there are things that he can say before this to actually be justified to a degree, but will he say it, though? Will Hasan say it? I don't think so.
So,
okay,
yes.
So that's the original clip, and there's apparently there's a clip here. It's a 2-minute clip.
Ooh.
And so this is him explaining what actually was said.
Okay.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, unless you're in fucking retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job, okay? I'm telling you.
Wait, babe, I'm already slightly confused. Let's listen to that again.
You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job, okay? I'm telling.
Okay, yeah, this is a classic misunderstanding, okay? I'm gonna just explain right what's happening here. So, there are obviously people who think that streaming, doing YouTube, and things like that are not real jobs. Because they're easier and things like that. And yes, to a degree, they can actually be easier in some situations, true. But these people are falsely equating that, for example, working in a warehouse and moving boxes is the toughest job ever and shit like that. When I started working, I started in a warehouse. A car, and you know, the big car, the truck car kind of warehouse. And, well, that was physical activity. Pretty much intense physical labor most of the time. You know, sometimes you got to chill, but pretty intense physical labor. And there were days where, you know, I finish work and I am exhausted. I go home, I make something to eat, and guess what? 30 minutes later, right back there. Everything's perfect, everything's cheeky again. Is that hard? Is that a hard job? Yes. But people who have only worked this kind of job always look down on people who do work behind a computer. For example, accountants. No one respects accountants. Accountants are literally the most respected thing in any kind of business. And they need to deal with everyone's shit. Okay? They constantly have to deal with people not doing something, people doing something wrong, and then they need to fix all of that. So, it's mentally exhausting. Now, I'm not an accountant, but I know a pretty decent amount of accountants. It is mentally exhausting. An accountant's job literally never stops. That is the only job in the universe that people will constantly tell you that their job literally never has a break. Okay? Because there's constantly some shit that they need to do. Now, I worked in finance most of the time, after the workhouse and all of that. And I can tell you for a fact, if someone asked me, what is more hard? Thinking for 8 hours straight on some kind of project and solving problems and doing stuff like that, or lifting boxes in a warehouse, that is physical exhaustion, I will always answer 100%. For 8 hours straight, thinking and constantly using your brain is actually way more draining than physical activity. I have done both, and I would, and if someone asks me, that is always my answer without exception. Because when you really are, involved in something tough and it needs a lot of working and stuff like that, man, your head just gets completely spun out of control. It actually is super exhausting. You cannot go home, eat lunch or, whatever, and be back on your feet in 30 minutes. You need to fucking lay down or relax for like 2 or 3 hours and then you slowly unwind. So there you go.
Telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could...
Yeah, I have no idea what he actually means, taps you out of social scenarios. But yes, so if you're not actually a, streamer who's trying to be entertaining, active for 8 hours, it's probably not that exhausting. But, even being in front of a camera for 8 hours is pretty exhausting in general.
Probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me. But I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point.
I'm the same way.
Like, there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are, like, I think, customer service type shit.
No. I don't agree with that. Like, dealing with people in your job is different than still streaming.
But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it.
Am I missing something? What the hell is a social battery?
Yeah, think about it this way. Like, you give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like,
That's also
after a while, you'd be like, I don't want to talk.
Or the department manager just occasionally is just like, hey, you suck, bitch. Bald ass bitch, you fell off, huh?
True.
We're gonna remember this in your performance review.
True.
You fat fuck. Stupid ass bitch.
But, as predicted, those 20 seconds so aren't actually out of context. In those previous 2 minutes, so Hasan just essentially explains slightly why it's more draining, but so that 20-second clip is not out of context, it's fully in context.
Again.
So people are getting mad. It's a bad take. What's it a bad take of? He says that he gets exhausted socially because he's talking to people for 9 hours a day.
No, that is not what he's saying. Well, actually, with the two-minute additive clip, yeah, he's kind of saying that. But in general, he's still saying that this job is way harder than anything else.
Really think that's
what people are getting mad about. Yep. Classics.
You really think that's not true? I mean, you really think it's not true that after you spend 9 hours being investigated by thousands of people with every facial movement,
That's not what he implied.
everything you say, every word, with people constantly trying to disagree with you and fight with you,
Kind of making it about yourself, Chief, a little bit there. Well, a lot there.
that's not emotionally, or sorry, like socially draining. This is totally understandable.
Again, I completely fail to see why are they saying emotionally draining or socially draining. Okay?
And he's not comparing it to every other job. He's saying compared to other jobs where you're not talking to people constantly. His take isn't broad enough. Yeah, it is. He explained it pretty clearly. The clip out of context was posted 30 minutes after he said that. Instantly on Reddit, it blew up calling him a dumbass, which just reinforces his argument. Well, yeah, it's definitely understandable. Exactly. Just think nobody knows what's really socially draining. Well, not saying it isn't, but it's not as bad as others. I think that, like, so streaming as, like, a job is extremely socially draining.
Depends. Some people just do nothing and stream. They don't even talk. They don't even interact. Then it's less socially draining. If you're constantly trying to be entertaining, yeah, that's definitely draining.
It is.
But why are they saying socially draining? It just drains your mind. Not so. What part of your socialness does it drain exactly?
That's.
Do you not want to interact with people after streaming? Is that the point? I'm kind of lost on the social aspect of socially draining.
Why, like, there's a weird catch-22 where a lot of streamers are introverted, but being a streamer requires you to do a lot of things that extroverts want you to do.
Well, that's obviously just your own fucking problem, and you can't blame anyone for that. A lot of people say that, true. Doesn't really matter, though.
So, like, in order to be good at something, you have to...
Hey, if you're an introvert and you need to be an extrovert to actually stream, well, that's fucking your choice. That's your fault for choosing a very clearly incompatible thing. So, fuck you.
Have to be one way, and in order to cope with it, the success of being good at it, you have to be another way. And so that's what it is. Hasan's basically explaining that in a more, direct way. You could say a simpler way. And he's getting shit on. But a lot of people think they're introverted whenever they're actually extroverts. Well, I don't know about that.
That's true.
Did you start the stream? You went right into this? Yeah, because I usually spend the first hour of my stream talking about nothing. And like, then I don't, like, play video games until, like, it's midnight. or like 5 hours into the stream, I didn't do anything. Like, we gotta get this shit done. Like, there's a lot of stuff to talk about today. I don't have time to fucking sit around and talk about, like, oh, I went live late today because my back hurt. Oh my god.
Boo!
We really need to hear about this again? Who the fuck cares? So yeah. Like, yeah, we're not gonna get into that again. Having streaming as a job's exhausting situation. Yeah, of course it is, right? Hasan is right. People are just reactionary. They absolutely are. Someone actually said real job.
No, people just don't know better. Again, it's kind of pretty obvious that in the world most people don't actually understand higher positions. Most people are doing extremely simple jobs that require very low input of actually thinking. There are people who unironically think that thinking where to place the box so the next box can be placed decently is like mentally challenging and whatnot in a hard way, you know, which is not true. If you have problems placing down two boxes so they don't get in the way of each other, that's a you problem.
What does that mean? A real job is a job that you have. Bullshit jobs are the ones that other people have. It's just that simple. It's quite trendy and quite frankly easy to shit on Hasan. That's the crux of it all. Well, hey, if it's so easy to shit
I mean, Hasan does a lot of things to be shit on. It is what it is.
on him, then why are you making up fake reasons to do it? If he's got so many bad takes and he says all this stuff that's wrong, then
Now,
why...
to be fair, I don't think Hasan explained anything there reasonably. I think both of them are missing the point because people just don't know how to relate to other things.
not focus on that rather than taking
Well, he said that, but you know, I don't think that's deep enough.
something that's totally understandable and then turning it into something that it's not? He makes thousands of dollars a day. Him making takes trying to relate to normal working people is fucking stupid. Well, there are normal work.
The money aspect doesn't actually matter, you know. That is a stupid argument. There are people who stack boxes for minimum wage. There are people who stack boxes for triple minimum wage.
People that also make thousands of dollars a day. So, like, I don't really understand, like, what your point is. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? It's a stupid comparison. Yeah, like, what? Like, you think streamer is the only job that you can make a lot of money in? I have tons of friends that make tons of money. And a lot of them aren't streamers.
Press X the doubt. I don't think he knows normal people.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, that's...
And
yeah.
if he does, it's like a handful, and those aren't actually people... Well, people he knew, most likely. Yeah. I mean, if you're a streamer and a big streamer, let's not kid ourselves. Your social circle is not gonna be fucking Bob next door, okay? Unless Bob next door is also a streamer and rich. It just works like that. So anyone who's rich and trying to say, oh, my friend group is fucking bums from the street? No, that's not happening. If you're a millionaire, your friend groups, your groups of people that you know are typically also exactly that, except your family.
What the fuck? No. It's chatter can't think past two. Exactly. They're not normal anymore. Well, I think that is normal as in, like, they don't work in entertainment. Right? They don't work in entertainment. Why do people assume that money solves all your issues and doesn't drain you? Well, hey.
Money does solve a lot of issues, almost all issues, in fact. Money's really good. Anyone who tells you that money is not useful is just flat out lying to your face.
Kanye West said it. He said that there, I was gonna make a joke, but I figured, actually, you know what? We'll give that another 6 months before I make those jokes. He said, having money isn't everything, but not having it is. I think that's really the truth, right? That's it.
Yeah.
So, like, if you don't have money, that's everything in your life. If you do have money, you realize that there are other problems in life that are also important. But if you don't have that, money's gonna mean more to you than almost anything else. So, yeah. Streamer doesn't make a lot of
basic.
money when you actually normalize the salary. Engineers, doctors, people in trades make median more than a streamer. Streaming is extremely top heavy. Well, of course it is. And there are a lot of people that are grinding away and they
Most things in life are extremely top heavy.
stream 8 hours a day and they get, let's say, 300 viewers, 500 viewers. They make $100,000 a year. Let's be very, very optimistic here. They make $100,000 a year.
That's a lot of money. That already puts you in the top 10% of earners in America.
Like, I'll be real. If somebody was making that much money and, you know, like, it was like, is this really a good idea for you to do this? Probably not. $100,000 is still a lot. It is a lot, but whenever you think about the fact that streaming is just so transient, like, for example, you can get banned. Oh, well, now you're banned. Now what? Like, all of your job experience, everything that you did, like, it's completely different. Like, you have, like, a 3...
Well, okay, let's be honest here. Most successful streamers barely have a 12-year basic school education, okay? Almost no streamer has a college education. Most streamers, most YouTubers don't have that thing, okay? So, they don't have anything to fall back. He's almost unintentionally saying here that, oh, if you have a chance to earn more money now, but it doesn't go towards your future if that source of money goes out, well, you better not do it. Well, that's a completely you problem, and it's a bad thing to say, because if you don't have any kind of education, if you don't have any kind of, you know, stature in any kind of work, well, it's not like going to streaming is gonna work your reputation. It's not like that's gonna hurt you, because you're already trash and you have absolutely nothing to show for yourself. So streaming is actually a good choice, because even if 5 years later you fall off and, you know, that's it, well, you still haven't actually lost anything, except brain cells, obviously. But, you know, you're essentially right there where you left off.
Year gap in employment. You have, like, this online presence that, you know, creates a context in which people see you. So, yeah, you can get fired. Exactly. No, yeah, you definitely can get fired. But the difference is that, like, streaming, there are jobs that exist in entertainment that streaming helps you understand and learn. That's definitely true. But
good luck with that, though.
at the same time, there are also a lot of people, and I think in most traditional jobs, those people don't really have the same opportunities. It's like, for example, if you work as an accountant and you get fired from one place, it's not going to be as hard to get another job as an accountant. Versus if you work on Twitch and you stream on Twitch, you get banned on Twitch, it's probably going to be a lot harder for you to transition over to YouTube or Kick. That's my point, right?
I mean, no one's hiring you. Also, the argument here is, well, sucks to suck. Because, well, if you're a Twitch streamer, you have only done Twitch, you don't even have a YouTube channel, you have absolutely no presence, congratulations, you're just a retard who did not completely think at all about their future if they got banned. So, deserved. 100% deserved.
There's negative externalities if a streamer wants to get a real job. Yeah, of course. And so it's really not that complicated. But anyway, yeah, so Hasan said this today, and naturally everybody is congratulating themselves about, here's a dumbass clip, Hasan being welcomed into the emo community. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh,
what the hell is this?
oh, yeah, he did the emo. I saw that with that Johnny guy. I looked at that earlier.
No idea.
And so
what
there's
that
a lot
is.
of people. Streaming is literally the easiest part of being a content creator. You just sit down, make money, just spawns in.
That's not true necessarily, but it is true sometimes, because, well, if you're a big streamer, you can just sit down, watch a bunch of things, talk about shit that's currently happening without knowing absolutely anything, and it's not hard from that aspect, you know? If you're just sitting down and talking shit about random things that you don't know or care about, really, that is easy money. It depends on your mentality. I, for example, hate streaming. I absolutely hate it. It really does exhaust me because I don't like it. But, hey, so there are people who can actually do it, especially if you AFK and do nothing.
It's just so goddamn free.
But there's not a lot of examples of people who have made it far in streaming who just, sit down, do absolutely nothing, and that's it. Every streamer who currently just sits down, watches a random video or talks about things that they, know nothing about, they usually do have a history of trying to be really entertaining and things like that, and that is not that easy.
Who is this guy? Does he stream? They have 400 viewers. Streaming is easy.
Goblin.
Being good at streaming is hard. Hopefully now he understands. I understand, obviously.
Does that automatically imply the understanding that it's mentally draining? No, not really.
There's a lot of people. Bad take. No, isn't 400 viewers good? Oh, it's definitely good.
Oh, but that's like the top 0.5% probably of Twitch. That's amazing.
You're not going to go and tell somebody who's one of the top streamers on the entire platform that it's easy. Do you really think that Hasan's experience and this random's experience is going to be the same streaming? That's insane. Of course 400
No, but Hasan's experience with life is completely different, though.
viewers is good. But don't go talk to somebody who gets 20,000 regularly and act like you're on the same level, because you're not. All streamers have some kind of cope.
Yeah.
Well, what's the cope here? I mean, I'm not really sure if I'm understanding this. You say people disagree with his take on the whole job thing, made up fake reason to shit on him for it. When you added a word to his take socially, it does a lot of heavy lifting, unless I miss some context, kind of disingenuous.
Socially.
Well, he's talking about socially.
Yeah, again, still don't understand exactly what that social part is. Or social emotional drain. What the hell did he say? Anyway, I'm fucking done. This was Quizzer7. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And even if Hasan says something reasonable once in a blue moon, he's still a piece of shit. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.